From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and it is time for the premier sports bet show, the PrimeTime Angles Live. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. It is our first show of the week this week, and pretty much we did have some plays for you on Friday. We wound up hitting the pick. We wound up hitting that dog day pick 4 for 35-1 on Friday night. Also, we went ahead and we went 2 for 2 in the series prices as well too. This weekend, we were able to get the Cubs home with the plus 220 this weekend as well. And then we got the Brewers home with the plus 105. So there it is. And then our two big dogs lost. The Guardians got swept by the Red Sox. And then the Diamondbacks actually dropped 2 out of 3. They dropped the first 2 games. So we didn't get everybody home, but we did decent, though, this weekend. And we also pretty much missed the pick 6 by about 1 game on Friday night as well, too. So, hey, it was a big weekend, and overall we went 10-2 on the dog day bets as well, too. So if you guys were following, you guys got some surplus money if you was playing those dogs by themselves. And if you played that parlay, hey, I know you're feeling real good today because, hey, a quick $20 you got you $700, man. Small risk, big reward. That's how it goes. So let's go ahead and jump into today's news. And from what I see here, we have Kyrie staying in Brooklyn, baby. And he's staying in Brooklyn for a good reason. $37 million to opt in, $6 million to go play for the Lakers. Yeah, I think all of us would take the $37 million to go ahead and still have all the say that you can have in Brooklyn. You know, the thing is, there's a lot of just drama that comes with Kyrie. And I think that it was a good way to flirt with the Lakers a little bit to give the Laker nation an idea that he possibly would be coming, when it's time for him to be an actual free agent. But, when you're looking at $37 million, it's hard to pass that up. And when you made a promise to the owner, the general manager, to Kevin Durant, that you would be sticking out and that you guys are on a mission. He's the one who was recruiting people to Brooklyn. He's the one that, Brooklyn told him that we'll give you the world. And literally, Kyrie, I never thought he was thinking about leaving the Nets, to be honest. I just think that Kyrie is a target, and they just want to kind of just make sure they had some news. That's all it is. So they want to make it seem controversial that Kyrie wants to leave Brooklyn to go back and play with LeBron and things like that. I think him and LeBron are really cordial and everything like that, but I don't ever really see them playing together anymore. That's the whole thing. I just think that Kyrie doesn't want to be in that shadow of LeBron, regardless of anything that they've done in the past. He doesn't want to have that whole Kobe, Shaq, Batman, Robin mantra going on with him. He feels like he's his own man, and when he's with Kevin Durant, these guys are two rebels in the NBA. A lot of people don't like them because they speak out. They say what they want to say, and pretty much they are a match made in heaven somewhat as teammates. And I think it's perfect that they stick around in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a place that they have expectations to win championships, but they're just very content on having 2 future Hall of Famers on their team, and that's what it's all about. And then if you still add Blake Griffin in there, that's like 3 Hall of Famers on the team, and you got Ben Simmons still as well too. So there's a lot. It's a bright future still for the Nets. Nets are still a contending team, and it's just a big mess in LA. And you just want to keep playing with the Lakers a little bit. Just play with their feelings a little bit. You know what I mean? The Lakers is like a really desperate franchise right now, so everybody's loving to have all this fun with them. So it is what it is. Kyrie staying put. He's not going anywhere. He's staying in Brooklyn. He's going to go ahead and opt in on the $37 million, and there it is. KD and Kyrie will probably be heavy favorites once again to win the Eastern Conference as well. And they'll be adding some pieces to this team, to this group as well, to this summer with those great mid-level exceptions. All right, so it is what it is, and we move forward from there. So let's go ahead and jump into our next topic at hand, and that's going to be Mr. John Wall. John Wall has escaped from Houston. There is a buyout in place right now for John Wall. He intends to sign with the Clippers once he clears waivers, but I think that it's a little bit too late for old John Wall. John Wall had a pretty serious injury a few years back that did not happen on the basketball court. It actually happened at his house when I guess he was in the shower or something of that nature, and he tore his Achilles. And I just really think that John had a point in time where he was very committed to being an NBA superstar and things of that nature. He became an all-star. He won a dunk contest. He did a lot of things in the NBA that, pretty much are spectacular. But I still think, though, at the end of the day, though, John Wall never played up to the potential that was put on him in the league. But he was magnificent. He had superstar nights as well too. He was an integral piece to that Washington Wizards team, even though they didn't do as much as you would have thought they would have done over the years with him and Bill. But they were competitive. They were fun to watch. They brought a lot of excitement to DC as well too. And everybody does remember those heated moments that they had with the Boston Celtics years ago as well too. So this team, all in all, needed to go ahead and get rid of John Wall's contract. They kind of were forced to do this deal because they had Russell Westbrook at the time, and Russell Westbrook had a big contract. John had a big contract, so the contracts met up the right way. And so pretty much John Wall came over to this team, and it seemed like it was going to be fun because he still had Harden there, but John Wall was still hurt. And then by the time John Wall started playing, he really made no impact on this team. So John Wall just has sat most of the time he's been with the Rockets. You know what I mean? So people probably say he's a fresh player. He's ready to go. But I'm thinking that the game speed is moved up a little bit. John Wall has been very comfortable hanging out a lot. So I think that all in all, he just wants to come to the Clippers because it's going to be easy access to what you're ambitious about. It's fun living in LA when you're a millionaire, you're 30 years old, you think you got things figured out, all that good stuff. So this is more of a business move for John moving forward. You know what I mean? It's not such as about being on, a really good basketball team, because if he really want to go ahead and play for championships, in my opinion, even though the Clippers are going to be a heavy in they're going to be one of the top teams when it comes to betting the team to win a championship. But I think at the end of the day, though, they're probably going to fall short because Kawhi is not going to really be 100% coming into next season as well. You know what I mean? Come on, dude. The guy got a bad thigh. Now it's the torn ACL and things like that. He's going to still be a soldier. He's still going to be tough, but it's not like he's going to be the Kawhi that's going to get you all the way to the finals all by himself. And then you bring in stragglers, like you bring in a guy who's injury prone, who's been hurt for years, and John Wall. And then you have a guy in Paul George who's never consistently, healthy either. So you do run into somewhat of a situation where you have a lot of different just elements that say to me that John Wall is just now chasing cities instead of, trying to chase rings. Now you get to live somewhere where you've been wanting to live at for a while now. So pretty much it's a good move for John Wall, for his family and everything like that. And I think the Clippers brings them a little bit more, prestige and things like that. A lot of people will probably be really excited about the Clippers coming into next season. They got themselves a true point guard as well too. It's not Chris Paul, but it's a guy that was comparable to being better than Chris Paul at one point of his career. So, it could be the sound of revenge for John Wall. But I think that this deal right here is just the Clippers having a little bit of a flex. They really don't have a whole lot of money just to be signing people, but John Wall's on the way. And that's pretty much going to give the Clippers the lead in the clubhouse when it comes to acquiring players between them and the Lakers. So there it is. There it is. We move forward on to our next news, and that's going to be Mr. Russell Westbrook sticking around, and he's going to be sticking around playing for the Lakers. Possibly he does exercise his $47 million option to stay with the Lakers. But all in all, though, that's always kind of like a linchpin for guys that are about to be traded as well, too. A lot of times when you opt in, that's signing trades are always in place. The Lakers are still fielding phone calls from what they're saying about a possible move of Russell Westbrook. But I think that with the Kyrie situation, that's where they wanted to move him to Brooklyn, because that was the most logical place. But now once again, the Lakers would have to give up first round picks with the guy with the $47 million contract. So the Lakers are stuck. It just is that simple, you know what I mean? And I don't think that they're stuck with a bad thing. I think that the perception that's being put on by the media is giving everybody a bad taste in their mouth about Westbrook. But Westbrook was a guy that was running with a lot of guys who were just watching basketball instead of playing basketball. I think the Lakers had one of the worst benches I've ever seen the Lakers have in my whole life. Seriously, because there was about two guys who really showed up on the bench every night. The rest of the squad used to just come and watch LeBron and AD and hope Westbrook could do what he did in OKC. Westbrook was able to do what he did in OKC, winning games and things like that, because he had scrapers. He had guys that would show up and play basketball with him. Then the same thing when they were able to make those moves down there in Washington and get that late playoff push was because guys showed up and played basketball with them. Now, when he was in Houston, they had a lot of issues because it was him and Harden. And Harden, that's Harden's team. And so mentalities are different. Guys were very offensive-minded. He's very defensive-minded. So I truly do think that it all comes down to coaching. And I think that this coach is perfect for Westbrook because he wants Westbrook to be great, and he knows Westbrook's capability as well too. So he's coming at him with a Billy Bean attitude, and I think that that's very helpful for a guy like Westbrook who needs somebody to have his back. You know what I mean? And I think that he's had a bad rap from the Los Angeles media, from the fans, all that good stuff, because he was so uber talented and such a valuable asset to a team like Oklahoma City. You know, you really can't duplicate a guy averaging a triple-double, and he did it damn near for 5 years straight. You know what I mean? And only person who did that was Oscar Robertson, and Oscar Robertson played in a different NBA where people would say, oh, that would be easy to get against those guys. But Westbrook, a lot of people got mad about it because it did get a little redundant. It did look like some stat pad and everything like that. But I think that it's just an extremely focused and competitive player that was the way for his team to win basketball games. Russell's approach has always been correct to me. I don't care what anybody says, because I feel like a lot of guys just, want to wait their turn, things like that. Russell Westbrook took everything head on and was ready to become a legendary player very early in his career. I think that this can be the best revenge trip ever for a player because, as you guys know, Curry, Clay, all those guys got their revenge tour with this latest championship and everything like that. Now, Westbrook doesn't have a championship, but I think I would say this. I know LeBron has it in his head that his Lakers can go ahead and have their own revenge tour this year as well, too. Now, I would like to see the Lakers bring back Carmelo Anthony if he's willing to go ahead and come back. I think that the Lakers might be the only team that he'll sign with because that Carmelo was literally retired for a bit and then he got to come back. So I don't know if he'll be coming back, but I know it's really, to me, it's very important that he does. If the Lakers do want to really make some moves into next season, I think that he's going to still be a key piece coming off the bench. But all in all, I really don't mind Westbrook being brought back by the Lakers, and I think that it's the right thing to do as well too, because at the end of the day, Frank Vogel was not able to coach the team because he was too busy trying to please LeBron. And so when you're trying to please LeBron, instead of having some negative things to say about him and AD, maybe about how possibly they might have overplayed or overdid some things to where the Lakers lost, you just put everything on Westbrook. Because the media is putting everything on Westbrook. So you're going to make life a lot more easier for yourself when you just can blame one person, right? So now they got a coach that is very positive about Westbrook. He wants to see Westbrook do very well, and he's going to put him in spots to where he's going to look really good. So I think that the Lakers did the right thing by still holding pat with Westbrook, but really they ain't got no choice. It's a $47 million contract that teams have to take on, and they not willing to take that on. So it is what it is at the end of the day, and Westbrook is staying in LA for the moment. All right, so we move forward, and just real quick, want to go ahead and say happy trails to Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is now retired from boxing, 4-division world champion, brother of Robert Garcia, son of Robert Garcia Sr. So pretty much this is a guy who had a lot of hype around him, and he delivered. He delivered big time. He has a lot of people that look up to him as well too. Mikey has always been a very professional entity. I think that he's one of the guys that, class acts of boxing. He's never been in any real trouble or anything like that. The guy actually wanted to be a police officer and kind of just jumped into the boxing thing because the money was good. You know what I mean? And he had some legendary moments. He was able to spar Manny Pacquiao as a 17-year-old as well too. He was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao, he was actually supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao, but they chose to fight Errol Spence instead. A lot of people had to remember that because right after Mikey fought Vargas, he was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao. That fight fell through. The fight was supposed to be in Dubai, but it did not occur like that. So Mikey had to go ahead and he fought a kind of up-and-coming, no-name guy that beat him in Texas. So Mikey winds up losing his last 2 out of 3 fights, but I don't think his heart was in the boxing anymore after that huge payday against Errol Spence, and he had a huge matchup with Errol Spence. The match was so one-sided, it kind of took away from the selling point of the fight. Both these guys were undefeated, and Mikey seemed to have the advantage because he had more time, more rounds than Errol Spence, and had way more time up at the top. But I think in a sense, this was the moment where Errol Spence got over. So pretty much it is what it is. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I think that pretty much, hey, Mikey Garcia, this is the man right here with the plan. And Mikey Garcia is a good plan because when you deal with boxing, you got to deal with the fact that boxing is going to retire you at some point, and you don't want it to be retiring you to the point to where it's like, okay, you don't have no money, you don't have nothing going on for yourself, and literally nobody's calling you anymore. Mikey went out on his high horse, and everything has worked out very well for Mikey. So great things are ahead for him. He'll probably be asked to be a broadcaster, analyst or but he has some businesses out there as well too that he can focus on as well. But all in all, it's better than getting punched in your face anymore. So it is what it is. Happy trails to Mikey Garcia. It was great covering that fight with you and Errol Spence, and also covering the fight with you and Jesse Vargas as well too. So those were 2 fun moments in my media boxing career, covering Mikey Garcia fights and seeing the appreciation that the fans have for Mikey Garcia as well too. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and when I get back, we'll be going over some MLB for today. And so you guys stay tuned. This is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the PrimeTime Angles Live with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune in to Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
What's up, world? I am back. So let's go ahead and talk about the Dodgers real quick. The Dodgers actually came up short yesterday. The Dodgers lost 4-0 yesterday. I kind of saw it coming. I did tweet about it earlier in the day. I pretty much said that the Dodgers would be in a position where they possibly would be in a rut somewhat because what happened with the the road trip. The Dodgers did pretty well last week. The Dodgers were able to go 4-1 to be exact. Well, actually not 4-1. The Dodgers actually went 5. They won 5 out of 6 last week. Okay. The Dodgers had and that made the grand total over the last 2 weeks 8 out of 11 after they had some struggles at home and on the road a few weeks back. So now the Dodgers are they lost yesterday. I had a feeling that they would probably lose yesterday because what happened with them is that they're coming off of a very, strenuous series somewhat with the Braves. So I felt like going into the game against a rival like the Rockies, it was going to wind up being a game that would favor the Rockies a little bit more because they had a pitcher in Chad Cole that actually pitches the Dodgers very well. And when I saw the Dodgers were a -200 with who they had on the mound yesterday, I know Anderson's a good pitcher, but I just think that he's not worth a -200 at this point. So the Dodgers actually went ahead and just in this one after, the Dodgers have had it somewhat. You would think when you look at the Dodgers, like, have they had a shaky month? Kind of. The first half of the month didn't go that well. The first 15 days, but the last 10 or 14 days have been very good to the Dodgers. You know what I mean? Like I said before, they've only lost 3 games in the last 2 weeks. So, when you look at what's going on with the Dodgers, you say to yourself that they could be, well, actually the Dodgers, they're 8-4 in the last 2 weeks. I'm sorry about that. But the Dodgers, all in all, though, they're doing fine, but I think that they would have wanted to get some more leg room away from the Padres and from San Francisco. Well, San Francisco 6 games back at this moment, and San Diego has now dropped to a game and a half back. So that day off was really good for the Dodgers, but the Dodgers could have increased their lead. But it's okay, though. The Dodgers are back today. They got Clayton Kershaw on the mound today as well, too. Kershaw has been pitching lights out all season, so this game is going to be huge for the Dodgers moving forward because he's 5-1 on the season, and he's actually just phenomenal this year. He's 47 strikeouts over 7 walks this year. Last time out, he did go out and he pitched very well. He hasn't had a game where he's been tore up, except for maybe one time against Atlanta. He took a little bit of time off, though, in May because he had the back. You know how that goes with Clay. But last time out, Clay did pitch himself a gem. He only gave up a run, struck out 7 as well, too. So that was very good for the Dodgers moving forward and everything like that. And I just think that Clay Kershaw right now, he only has 1 loss on the year, and that loss did occur when he played against San Francisco, but that's because he didn't get any run support that day. So they're back today. Clay's been pitching great. He has an ERA right at 2, so I think this should be good. And the Dodgers have had their way with Kyle Freeland over the years as well, too. Kyle Freeland coming into the game, and he pitched a good game last time out against Miami, and he did not get a decision in that game. So it's not that he's been bad pitching wise. It's just that he's not getting enough run support. But the Dodgers have beat him up plenty of times. And I think that this one right here is a game that the Dodgers should win. And after being shut out yesterday, the Dodgers are going to be very intent on trying to go ahead and beat up on the Rockies today, a team that they've really got their number, man, to be honest with you. Them and the Diamondbacks, like, wow, just I can't believe how dominant the Dodgers have been against both of these teams the last 5 years or so. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But the Dodgers game starts tonight around 5 p.m. I'm looking at the time now. Dodgers start at 5:40, quarter till 6 Pacific time. So pretty much you guys be ready. That game will be on Sportsnet LA as well, too, if you are in the LA area. So be ready for that. The Dodgers going tonight, the first place Dodgers. And let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. Now, let's go ahead and move on to our best bet of the day, and that's going to be in this game right here, and that's going to be the Nats. The Nats are playing against the Pirates today, and this should be a good game because they're the home team and all that good stuff. So I really do think that the Nats will step it up. I'm giving you value today as well, too. That's why I feel like it's one of the better bets of the day. Now, it's not a cinch. It's not a guaranteed thing, but you're getting plus 160 on this bad boy. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But I do like the Nats today. They got Corbin on the mound. Corbin does pitch the Pirates pretty well. Pirates are struggling coming into this game as well, too, even though they got a very exciting rookie in O'Neal Cruz. But, he can't do everything. Now, they did win 3 out of 4 before having to travel to, and this was when they had their homestand. This was at the end of the last few games of their 5 games of their homestand. Now, as soon as they went on the road, they got swept by Tampa Bay. But these games, they did not lose by. They only lost by 2 runs or less throughout the whole weekend. Like, they had first game, they lost by 1. Second game, they lost by 1. And then in the next game, they lost by 2. Now, they were real close yesterday. They lost by 1 again. And now you guys say, why would you go ahead and take this team if they've been keeping these games really close? I just really feel like today they got a pitcher that's going to get blown up today, to be honest with you. Jose Quintana is decent, but he's bounced around in MLB the last few seasons as well, too. He was a high prospect for the White Sox years ago, but times have changed. Patrick Corbin is one of the better pitchers for the Nationals, even though he struggled this season. He did have a decent outing last time, and I think that this will be able to translate into a game like this today, and he should be able to have himself a good day. And I just feel like the hitting is going to be there for the Nationals in this spot. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. But we got the Nationals here with the minus 1.5 plus 160 to win this game by 2 or more runs. All right, so we move forward, and let's go ahead and talk about our next game that's going to be up, and this is going to be our dog of the day. And our dog of the day, and they didn't do me no favors today. I guess the odds makers know what I'm doing. I didn't get a lot of dogs today. There's a lot of games that are literally minus on each side. We got the Indians and the Guardians and the Twins. Both their games are minus 110. Then I had a game that's minus 115 over 105. Then another game that was it irks me sometimes. You know what I mean? That sometimes you'll get 6-7 games and the lines makers just don't know where to go to today. That's the whole thing because how the matchup set up. But today though, we'll take the Red Sox in a game that I feel like Michael Waka Flame, good savvy vet. His best years are behind him in St. Louis, but still, the Red Sox brought him in for a reason. He should be able to show up today and have himself a pretty good outing. And Ross Stripling is a guy that always can get tagged up. He used to play for the Dodgers, so I'm very familiar with him. So I like the Red Sox today to get some get back from yesterday after getting trounced by the Blue Jays. And I'm going to take the Red Sox with the plus 115 today. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. But that's our dog of the day. It's a skinny dog. It's a baby dog, but we'll take it. We'll take it. It's all good. We'll take it. All right. So there it is. Red Sox money line plus 115, MLB dog of the day. All right. So we move forward. Let's go ahead and get into our last game. And this is going to be the MLB game of the day. And as you guys can see, we got the Mets and the Astros. And this matchup is going to be a good one. This is an interleague matchup as well, too. 20 years ago, it would have been a matchup between 2 National League teams, but we're not in those days anymore because, as everybody knows, I'm trying to figure out, okay, what team came into the league to where they had to do that? Oh, it was when the Nationals moved. So no. This is what happened. Pretty much they had to make the move because they had too many teams in the old AL Central. So what happened was Milwaukee was moved to the Central, and they moved the Astros to the West. So because West only used to have 4 teams. So they moved them to the West, to the AL West. So that evened things out a little bit for everybody. So that's pretty much what occurred. I always feel like possibly they could have had like switched out like the Colorado Rockies or maybe the Arizona Diamondbacks. They possibly would be a better better AL West team than NL West teams, in my opinion. Just in my opinion. So when you got the game of the day today, you got Carrasco on the mound for the Mets, and then for the Astros, you got the young stud and Valdez on the mound today. So pretty much Valdez coming in here 7-3, Carrasco 8-3. So both these pitchers have been able to be the guys that keep things in control, get their teams some good wins. They're not that far apart on strikeouts, 75 for Valdez, 77 for Carrasco. Now, Carrasco has not walked many. He's only walked 18 this year, while Valdez has walked 31. So that's almost half of that's like almost a half to his K for every 2-1 compared to 3-1. So you have a Mets team third in batting average, first in on-base percentage, second in runs, and also one thing about the Mets is that's banging this year as well too. They have the 4th best WHIP. Now this is a really good matchup between these two teams. Now the Astros aren't hitting the ball like the Mets are this year, but I think that the Astros have some control because you know that this team has been the top team literally in the AL the last 4 or 5 seasons. So pretty much it is what it is at the end of the day. So the Mets come into this game, they're probably going to go up a little bit more as a dog today, even though the Mets as the home team today, I think that the Mets will be in a really, really good spot. Let me switch this around because I got the Mets here as the road team, and they're really not the road team. They're actually the home team. So pretty much, that's what we have here. And I think that all in all, though, we have 2 teams here that should be able to, do their thing, man. To be honest with you, I think that it's going to be one of those games where you have a lot on the line in a sense, but you really just had to enjoy it. But at the same time, though, you know that the Astros had themselves a pretty fun weekend against the Yankees. I think that this is a letdown day, so I like the Mets a lot tonight to go ahead and get a good win. And the Mets have played the National League very well this season, so I do like the way that this game is setting up. So I do like the even money on the home team today. So there it is. There it is. That's our MLB game of the day. And that's going to be the Mets at the Astros. So pretty much I like the plus money on the home team, like I said before. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And when I get back, we're going to go ahead and jump into your favorite segment, Talkin Tickets. So you guys stay tuned. This is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles Live.
Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
All right, we are back with the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles Live with the one and only Pop DBIC, the PrimeTime Capper. So let's go ahead and jump into Talkin Tickets. And what we have here first. We have ourselves the WNBA bets for today. We're going to take the Mystics with the -8 today. They're going against the Dream. The Dream is not a very good team. Everybody should know that. That watches the WNBA, they are not good at all. So pretty much we're going to go ahead and take the Mystics. And it's not because they're not good at all. It's just that the Mystics are in a spot to where they should beat this team by 10 or better tonight, because they really don't play good on the road. The Dream is a team that has a lot of identity issues right now. They're really cleaning house as we speak, because they have they had a volatile management and they got a volatile players on the sideline. There's just a lot of BS that goes along with this team. So pretty much I like the Mystics tonight to go ahead and show up and have themselves a game tonight. So I'm taking them with the -8. And then the Wings and the Lynx are not that far apart. So pretty much I'm going to take the under 165 tonight. I feel like they're going to both play a little bit of defense and fall short on that over-under of 165. So there it is. People have been bugging me about the WNBA. I know that last year I didn't do WNBA as much as I did the year before. But the thing is, though, sometimes it's like this. Baseball has a lot of games going on during the day, and I just don't want to overload you guys or overload myself with capping the WNBA, because right now the WNBA is kind of it's not really good money in the WNBA at this point, in my opinion. I think that if you about a month from now, when the league picks up a little bit right after they do the All-Star game and everything like that, I think that the betting will be better, and then I'll probably have more of it for you as well too. So there it is. Now let's get into baseball. I know this is what you guys really are excited for, because we've been killing it with these groups and these parlays and everything like that. Okay, then that's my best bet of the day. I'm taking them with the -1.5. Then we also have the over 8 with the A's and the Yankees today. And as I said before, I'm taking the Mets tonight with the even money at home. And then we're going to go ahead and take the Brewers tonight in their big game against the Rays with the -110. And then I like the Diamondbacks tonight with the +1.5 tonight, going against the Padres at home. And then with the late night game, the late Kappa, we got the under 7.5 with the Orioles and the Mariners. This is going to be a 52-1 ticket right here. Once again, this is going to be tonight's pick 6, and this is going to be our group for tonight. So I'll let you guys go ahead and take another 5-10 seconds to look at this. But all in all, this should be some good money. We got a +160 on the run line tonight as well too. So that kind of serves as our value play to put it right where we need it to be. You put $20 on this ticket, you wind up getting yourself a nice 1040 payout if it does hit. And if you just put $10 on it, it's $520. So hey, it is what it is. All right, so we move forward, and this is the one that has everybody buzzing. I had somebody hit me up yesterday, literally like seething for it, and that's going to be the MLB DogDay PK4 for today. We got it at 22-1. I know I don't have a big dog here, but as I said before, the schedule didn't call for a big dog today. A lot of these games are +120s, +115s, things like that. So you got to take it how you live it, right? So I like the Red Sox today as my best dog today with the +115. Then we also had the Marlins with the +125 today in their spot against the Cardinals. Then we had the Royals today going against the Rangers with +125. And then I like the White Sox tonight with the +105. We barely got this one. I thought it was going to be even money, but I took this White Sox one because I think that this one could be probably the most surest of them, even though I feel like the Red Sox get back today. But pretty much I just put this one in place because I feel like this one could be the one that brings us home if we do get these first 3 down before we get to, the end of the night. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. But that is going to be today's Dog Day Pick 4, which is going to be at 22-1. If you put 10 on it, it's $220. You put 20 on it, it's $440. So this one right here, this isn't as big value as the one from Friday night, but still 22-1 is a big number. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. And that's going to be our tickets for tonight. So I got you set up in WNBA, and I got 10 MLB spots for you tonight as well too. So all in all, 12 bets going out tonight if you want to individually bet them. And let's just see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. But we should have a fun day today. It's summertime, one of my favorite times of the year to bet. And It is what it is, man. So pretty much with that, this is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles, live with the one and only Pop DBIC, the Primetime Capper. And I'll be right back at you tomorrow. We have ourselves some really great games going on in the MLB as well too, and we got some boxing talk to get into as well too. So you guys, you're the best, and there is no me without you. As I always say, the movement is moving, and always bet with your head, not with your heart. And this is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.